When I first saw the trailer, I was blown away, and I remember watching and thinking like, wow, this newcomer is just unbelievable, wow. And then I saw your name pop up, and I couldn't believe it. It was incredible. And the transformation, the face, the body, the voice. Dwayne, tell me about, Mark Kerr, and what made you so passionate about telling this story?
I saw the documentary and felt like there was something unique and interesting there. Yes, there's a man who not only is a fighter, but the greatest fighter in the world at that time. But there's, as Emily likes to say, full weather system to his life with how he approached fighting, how he approached life, the demons he dealt with, the relationship he was in with, at that time, the love of his life. There was just something unique there and interesting. And then I had met with Benny Safdie in 2019. And we loved this idea of making it then. COVID happened. We went our separate ways. Years later, Emily is filming Oppenheimer with Benny Safdie, and they have a conversation, and she gives me a call.
And I say, you need to work with Benny Safdie.
What is this Smashing Machine project?
Wow. And then I watched the documentary that either you sent it to me or you sent it to me. I think Benny sent it to me that night.
Yes.
And I watched it, and it was just, there's nobody else. Who else could play that part?
Unbelievable. And it's so clear. You guys have such a dynamic chemistry with each other on and off the screen.
Thank you.
Emily, what do you think it is about you guys that just the partnership just works?
I think when we first met, we just had this sort of secret language, and it was just effortless. And I think that I was so taken aback when I met him on Jungle Cruise that purely from an acting level, I was really taken aback by how he was the antithesis of what I thought he would be as a person.
Right.
And so I remember sitting that first week, and I went, you know what I'm realizing? I said that The Rock is the performance of a lifetime.
Wow.
And then I started to think, because he's so different from that character, and I was like, you built that character, you created that character, how did you do it, in what way? And we started to talk about The Rock as an acting performance, and he was like, no one's ever spoken to me about The Rock in this way.
No one ever looked at it like that.
And I truly was like, wait, how many more characters does he have lurking inside that enormous frame? I was like, and I said, what if you turn out to be one of the best character actors around? And then for years, I was sort of wanting to see what would that part be, and when this came along, I was like, this is it. Like, but even then, just to see my friend completely just in full immersion mode was just beautiful.
That's the feedback. The feedback of this film has been, a 15-minute standing ovation in Venice.
That was crazy.
Seeing you get so emotional, like sobbing.
Yeah.
What was it about that moment that made you so emotional?
I think of what the moment represented for all of us. We went into this and making this film for ourselves and to discover things about ourselves. And without an attachment to an outcome, a reception, a reaction, you'd never know. Right. We were invited to Venice Film Festival to compete. When we landed on Saturday, I'm scrolling and I'm looking at these other films getting a 5-minute ovation. I was looking at her, I was like, look, this one got 7 minutes. Holy shit, this got 10. What are we gonna get, like a minute, a 2-minute? You never, none? You don't know until that happened. And when we watched the film, even before the credits rolled, that audience erupted.
Wow.
And that's why when the lights came on, we were already emotional. I was already emotional because I was sitting next to Mark. And I felt, he's a big boy, and the whole time I felt his body shaking.
And the depth and emotion, I just love that parallel too. You see sort of like a big man like that, and you think, oh, there's not much there, but the sort of the stereotype, if you will, but the well of emotion.
Well, I think that's what's so beautiful about Mark. It's why you want to make a movie about him. That this civility kind of is juxtaposed with his, like, the fact that he would headbutt and grapple his way to the top, and it was just, you almost don't think that they can match each other, but he is gentle and endearing and eloquent and tender, just such a sweet man, and yet he was known obviously as the Smashing Machine because he would just headbutt his opponents to oblivion, and you're just like, it was just exciting to make a movie about a character like that he had this, it wasn't just pent-up rage that he hardly knew what to do with. It was just why is he that way in the ring, and how does he kind of great white shark in the ring, and then out of the ring he's just, you know, sweet and soft-spoken, and
Yes.
he's just such a fascinating guy.
And also, sorry, one of those things too, Derek, is that what we realized as we were shooting the movie is, oh, what another opportunity that we have to showcase. I think a little about what you were saying is, for a man who looks invincible,
Yes.
Yeah.
like Mark Kerr, and has this armor that he is capable and he delivers and he's a superhero, but yet there's so much stuff that he was dealing with. Demons, addiction, he OD'd twice, he's lucky to be alive. Like so many people out there, you just never know what people are dealing with.
Yes.
Benny came up with this term of radical empathy as we were shooting the movie, and how if he could make empathy cool. Like it's cool to be empathetic towards people. And also, one last thing is what we realized very early, and this is such a nod to Emily and the relationship that she built with Dawn, who was Mark's great love in the film. They have a beautiful kid together, Bryce, was exploring that part. You realize that the fighters sacrifice so much, but it's not just them. It's the wives, it's the girlfriends, it's the kids, it's the families who sacrifice that too. And that's the part that we wanted to show. And that's the part that was very important to Emily to show.
Absolutely. And how was that, you know, playing Mark's wife, in Dawn in this film, to sort of balance that empathy, like you mentioned, with, you know, somebody who is damaged, but also damaging.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
What was that like, being on set, to sort of, did it feel different to other roles you might have played? Because when you played,
Sure.
I mean, you're just the most exceptional actress there is.
Thank
I
you
mean,
very
in
much.
every musical, theater, drama,
Thank
every
you.
aspect. What was different about Dawn?
I mean, I really just, when I got to talk to her, I found her formidable, you know, and there's this fierceness to her, but also this real fragility, and she's really heartbreaking as much as she's fun and kind of boisterous and front-footed, you know. And so she was just a really exciting woman, not only for me to talk to and absorb, and she was so open with her story, you know, and all of the regrets, all of the vulnerabilities, all the things she all the ways she behaved that she regrets, but all the ways that she knew she was right.
Wow.
And so it was really exciting to hear what happened behind closed doors, because I think that there's a tendency to sort of vilify the partner, but she was in that dark cage of addiction with him.
Right.
And that's a rabbit hole. And I think that there's complexities to being with someone whose life is on the line all the time, not only in their own addiction, but in the ring.
Yes, yes.
And I think that at times Dawn just did the best she could given the givens, but she loved their eruptive relationship. That
Right.
was their love language. They fought
Passionate.
all the time.
Yes.
And I think that was really exciting for us to play a relationship that wasn't tidy, wasn't palatable, wasn't sort of movie-fied, and it was
Real,
just really
raw.
real. And we've all kind of been her at times.
Right.
We've been him. And
Yes.
so it just was so exciting for me to play that.
Amazing. One last thing, real fast, is, as you know, Dwayne, you are one of one. You really are. You have
Thank
you
you,
have
Derek.
trailblazed your own path in this industry, and I find it so inspiring, truly. What do you look back and you think about that little boy in Hawaii, and you think about
Don't cry.
a couple. No, but truly.
Stop
She
weeping.
knows me.
I
She
knew
knows
it.
me.
I knew it as soon as when you think
but-
about that little boy.
But
No,
I
no,
was
she
like,
knows
but
me.
truly, like, you know, that little boy in Hawaii, and to think back and think about what you've done and what you've achieved and how many people you've impacted and just not just entertained, but really truly moved people. And now there's Oscar buzz. What would you say to that little boy right now?
Oh man, I would say this is making me emotional. I would say it's going to be all right. It's going to be okay, is what I would say. Because at that time, I remember when I was a kid and we were going through all this stuff, and she knows in Hawaii, you know, we got evicted out of Hawaii, and then I had no place to live.
Yeah.
And I got sent to Nashville. I thought I was going to live with my dad, and a stranger picked me up at the airport, and I didn't know where I was going. You know, I had no place to go.
Yeah.
Everything was all right. It worked out eventually, but I would tell him it's going to be okay. So from that, you know, to like I came home, and we came home to our little. We had an efficiency apartment. There's a notice there that says you got the eviction notice. You got 5 days to get out. If not, the cops are going to come escort you out. And my mom was just there crying, and so that left an indelible mark, and I stuffed it deep down.
Right.
But I would. So to go from that to any kind of conversation.
Yeah.
To go from that to the career I've been lucky enough to have,
Yes.
blessed with people like Emily, who I have this love, incredible support and bond and friendship, and with the Benny Safdie too as well. But to go from that to today, to what you just said, like that other kind of conversation, is
You can take him with you now. You can bring him along with you.
bring them along, man.
Bring 'em
yes,
along, man.
and enjoy.
Yeah.
That's a good one. You're right.
I love that, man. Thank you guys.
Thank
so
you
much.
for that.
Thank you.
It was awesome.
Thank
Come
you.
on.